What is up, family? We are here tuning in for another little information for you guys. So what I want to do is talk to you guys in reference to, some great information that I was fortunate enough to get my hands on, and it's definitely worth sharing just because, yeah, a lot of people are benefiting from it as we speak, and um, you deserve it. You deserve it. So, without further ado, I'm gonna share my screen and I want to get into what I've been so privileged and happy to tell you guys about. So sweet. All right, so I'm gonna just let this sit here for a little bit. And in the moment, I want you to identify where you are currently based on the information that I'm gonna explain to you guys, and then I want you to identify where you want to go by the end of the slides. So this is called the four-way cash flow quadrant, right? The first time I heard this, definitely didn't look like this. It was just broken down into a letter form. And this is the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. I've had this book for about, 6 years now, which really put me on point as far as realizing there was actual way where people actually were getting super gains on profit without working 40 years of their life, right? So when I seen this actual chart, I'm like, oh, this is how it's broken down. So you got a 95% side, and then you have a 5% side. So 60% of those people work for someone. That's going to be considered your commission-based, your retail world, and then you have your 35% that work for self. So that can be anywhere from beauticians, that can be anywhere from barbers, um, the deli stores, like basically all in all that 95%, they still have to be a body to actually get gains, or you need your consumers to get to where you want to get to. And that 95% make only 5% of the money in the world. So you switch over to the right side and you have 5%. You have your 1%, your investor, and the investor is really just utilizing money and investing it to make more money. And then you have your business owner, and your business owner doesn't technically have to be there, but you gain the profits. And you can look at that as the big person that gets paid at your BJ's or at your Costco's. Think of all the consumers that are checking out. They're not there, but they're getting paid. Your CEOs, there you go. And then they happen to make 95% of majority of the money that's made in the world. So when I had to really internalize what that meant, it was really just a matter of what you're doing that kind of makes the difference of how you get paid. Your $100,000 a year person versus your $100,000 a month person. So do tell, I want to hear more, right? So I was like, all right, let me proceed with this. So in this case, all of this is being done in the market that's open 24 hours, 5 days a week, worldwide, trading at 6.6 trillion, not billion, not million, not $100 trillion a day. And now don't get this mixed up with your stock market. This is the foreign exchange market. They close today, 5 o'clock, and they're going to reopen on Sunday, 5 o'clock, Eastern time, that is. So what the foreign exchange market is literally a market that moves in two directions, either up or down, right? So you have only two ways that you can go. And you enter in the market wherever it may be for that point, minute, second, before you decide where you're going to go with that. And the Retired in 365 family, which is a community that I'm a part of, has implemented different ways where we can gain access to an abundant amount of money based on selected things that they've done for us. You sell high or you buy low. That's one of the main things that go on in the market. Now, being that this is a $1 trillion market, that means that You're trading with banks, you're trading with governments, you're trading with hedge funds, millionaires and billionaires. Like, so back then, I believe this is about 2011 was the open door for people to be able to participate in this market, starting like at $100 or so. Prior to that, you had to have at least $10,000 to even see what was inside of it. So that's something that's also been widely spread throughout. So the goal is to get this information out. The goal isn't to convince you. The goal isn't to sell you anything, because we don't have to do that. Like, we have everything that we kind of need. Again, this is just a knowledgeable type of trip here. So just ride with me for a little bit. Now, within the market, you're going to have the patterns and the strategies. This is what I'm talking about. The strategies is going to help forecast like where the market's going to go, and that's where the retired 365 family comes in, because they did it for us. Like, they went through all the nooks. They've dissected this in a way where we're just so fortunate enough to not have to really go through any hard pain. Like, I mean, as an investor, yeah, you definitely are gonna have your days where you may not have a winning streak. However, it shouldn't be that fatal. Like, it shouldn't be detrimental to you, because you're gonna have what you need, right? And you're gonna learn different vocabulary. One of those words that you'll hear very often is your pips. And your pips is, well, yeah, you'll learn pips, definitely, you'll learn pips. But you want to focus on that. You don't want to focus on the money that you're bringing in, because you'll get a little just too confused. Like, and you're just better off focusing on the pips. But anyway, that whole thing is done on this platform called I Am Mastery Academy. And with the Retired 365 family, we are leveraging how the markets move, and then with that, we're building real wealth and freedom. Now, again, that first chart, as far as identifying where you are, if you're within that 60%, this is going to help you get to that 5% side. If you're already part of the 5% between the investor and the business owner, you're still able to gain whatever your heart desires, honestly. Currently, we're going to speak on the 1%, and then we're going to move to the 4%. So with that being said, you'll have 3 different markets to kind of mingle with. You'll have your digital currency, you'll have your foreign exchange, which I just kind of spoke on the tad bit, and then you'll have your high frequency. And your high frequency is basically you just gaining more profits at a faster rate. Your digital currency is more or less, you've heard of Bitcoin, you've heard of Ripple. Bitcoin is more on the popular side for a lot to the common ear, because at one point in 2017, it was considered fraud. It was considered something that wasn't real. And then here we are, 2020 popping, and Chase Bank is accepting. You actually use Bitcoin to purchase houses. You can use Bitcoin to purchase Starbucks. Like, so if you didn't know, guys, we are headed in that digital world. And we have some information here that can kind of put you in stride to gain, and to get where you want to go. If you don't want to, or if you want to stay in the 60%, that 95% left side, that's totally fine. But just to know that you have options, I think makes it awesome. So let's proceed. So within the Academy platform, you'll have access to over 100 full-time educators. And these are 6- and 7-figure traders. So connect with them, ask, learn, and profit. Like, let's get it. Within the Retired and 365 family, although we're leveraging this platform, we also have a training strategy that we also use, which allows you to learn the basics of everything within a week's period if you're spending an hour a day. You can turn that 7 hours into one day on a day off of work if you're working, on your own time, of course. Monday through Friday, you could just look at the schedule and just see. Um, I will say that the Retired in 365 family has made it so they've strategized it in a specific way for you to really, just profit the money that you want out of the information that they have for you. So you do the training, and then you just get mind blown by the information that they have, and with that you stay plugged in and you just gain your profits. So another platform on the IE Mastery Academy is Hello Center, where within the foreign exchange, the high frequency, and the digital currency, you're choosing from several different products to help you with your trading. And some of those, this one in particular, the harmonic scanner, is in correlation with the Forex Academy. And you see pattern recognition softwares where you place your trades. And again, just looking at this can look a little like not disturbed, but it's just not familiar to the eye. So it can already look hard. But once you go through the basic training, looking at this is just a breeze, like, right? And then you just know what to do from there. But it's at your fingertips. You literally just taking trades left and right, deciding if they're good based on the strategies that the Retired in 365 family has for us. And you're rolling with the punches. Like, this is the Gold Cup. And these are, again, 6 and 7 figure traders. So they are handpicking the very best trade ideas round the clock. They are using their very own strategies, but based on how our strategies are implemented, you're able to still differentiate whether if it's going to be something that you're going to get a high percentage of winning, or if this doesn't meet the criteria of what we have for you. You want to get a little bit more understanding on how they do it, you can definitely feel free to do that. Liberty. Now, Liberty is part of the high frequency, where you're gaining your profits in a minute, 3 minute, 15 minutes, but it's just a little bit more faster than the Forex. And it's a little bit more fun, in my personal opinion. If you're somebody that like you work all day, you're more than likely to rock out with the Forex, where you could choose. I mean, again, you'll learn a little bit more. Like, I have my own little mind thing based on the things that I've been doing. But these 3 systems, they're pretty accurate. But they are all going to pinpoint some targeted entries to create profits. This one in particular is going to be done in minutes, not your hours. So I think if you're somebody that like fast money, and we are not gamblers, so again, definitely use the strategies from Retired 365 to gain your momentum and be profiting at a higher rate than other people, I guess, if you want to call it. So as you look at the top, you see those abbreviated, which they say choose your weapons, but those are also strategies. 3 of them actually happen to be apps on your phone. You have your swipe trades, you have your swipe coin, and you have your Gold Cup. And super easy. There's like little links. I'm gonna charge a thing. Yeah, they're like little links that you can follow up with. You take a look at the trade that they throw out at you, and then you go take a look at the chart. I would definitely recommend taking a look at the chart, comparing, see if that makes sense based on the strategies, and then hey, you want to go like you just keep it moving. So that is pretty much the 1% in reference to the investing. So your next question is more than likely, oh, how are we getting started over here? And before I do shift on to the 4%, you already just got 3 different types of income if you didn't notice. If I didn't elaborate as much as you would have liked me to, want me to go more in depth, definitely give me a shout out, inbox me. I can definitely go through that for you. I don't mind. I just want this to be just brief for you, just so you can get an idea of why I'm just so happy all the time, because it's like, why not? I don't got no worries for the most part. Like, we out here chilling. I want y'all to be all in this. If you already like what you see, it shouldn't be that hard to make a decision, right? So I want to focus on the elite pack. Why? Because if you look at the bottom, you see all three of those academies, and the ones that I just skipped, including the one above the elite, the DCX, they're individual packages. Now, the retired and 365 family, I'll just elaborate on that a little bit because I've just been speaking their name. They started 3 years ago, and their goal was to literally help people not only quit their jobs, but just to give them an option of choice and know that everything doesn't revolve around your job. You know, you have a life to live, you know. So this year in particularly, they've made the decision to help 50 people make a residual income on the 1% and the 4% side. That ranges starting at $10,000 a month. Now, even that said, if you never heard money like that, it can be like, how are they doing this? We got 4 more months of the year. People have been doing it in 38 days, some 2 months, some a little longer because they just in disbelief, but it's happening. Like, I've seen it, you know, happen. Like, I'm a part of it now, so it's definitely something worth talking about, like, as I'm speaking it. So the Elite Pack includes all 3 academies. You learn how to use all 3 of those, and the startup is $324.95. Now, don't even look at $274.95. It's nothing. One, $324.95, you are making an investment within yourself. However, after you make that investment, like I said, if you learn this within that day, within that week, next week is a wrap. Like, it's over. You're definitely going to be able to do what you got to do. Your effort does count, but again, like, depending on the decisions you make, as far as, do you want to be 1%, do you want to be 4%, do you want to be still in your 60%, do you want to be still in your 35%, wherever you ranged in the beginning of that chart, you know, where you identified yourself in, you can be anywhere now. Like, so yeah, so let me continue that on. So don't worry about the 274 because we're going to show you how to not even worry about that. So let's just say, for instance, if you were only focusing on being your investor, your 1%. If you tell 2 people about this platform, you'll get your following month free. So that's just one way for you to excuse that $274 per month, because you're an investor. So you just told 2 people about it. You don't even have to worry about the $274. Now your following month is free. Use that month to really take in what you just heard and see it for yourself, as far as the platform that the Retired and 365 family has for you. And then with that, you can use your following month to say, hey, I think I'm ready to move on up to the 4%. Like, and that would just make you IBO, abbreviated for the independent business owner. And whether you already work from home, you can still stay at home, but if you go to work, now that's another option, another door open for you to build a successful business from home. It gets juicy. So now that we got those 3 different incomes, just telling people about it on the 3rd person makes you that IBO. With that being said, you're now getting $50 per person, because to keep it a buck, yeah, the Retired and 365 family is only working with your elite people. Why? Because for some reason, there's a $90 difference that determines if you're going to take this serious or not. And what we have seen previously is that our elite clients just seem to take this a lot more seriously. So this is not a game. Like, this is time sensitive, you know? And I say that in a meaningful type of way. Like, we want to see y'all win. So we want to see you get the full advantage of everything. Like, no halving over here. We do it all full term. So with that being said, boom, 4 incomes. Let's talk about the 5th one. So after you tell your 3 people, again, that makes you what we call a platinum 150. Now, whether you tell 3 more people or your 3 people tell people, like we getting this information out, like it's flying like hotcakes. So 12 people gives you $600 a month, but now you're getting $150 a week. And we get paid weekly. Not too many jobs do that nowadays, like unless they already don't pay that well. So you're getting paid on a weekly basis, and 30 people gets you $250 a week, but now you're getting $1,000 a month. How many checks do you see $1,000 a month, taxes included? Like, how much do you have to be making for you to receive $1,000 a month? How much is your time worth? Like, it's just so much to just take into consideration when you're on this 4% side. So I want you to really listen into everything I'm saying, because this is only the start. Like, now it gets real, because like I said, we are creating 50 people make a residual income of $10,000. That is where your Chairman 10 comes into play. Chairman 10 not only gets you $10,000 a month, but you get paid $2,500 a week, you know? And again, like the type of world that we live in today, it just seems like the homes are getting smaller, but the rent is going up. Like, certain things are not adding up. You don't want to have those things that you have to worry about, if you ask me, you know, just speaking for myself. Your Chairman 25 is going to pay you $25,000 a month. Yes, $25,000 a month, but you're getting $6,250 a week. And just, you know, manifested in that, because that's when it becomes legendary. Like, this is truly legendary. $50,000 a month, $12,500 a week. $12,500 a week. If you ask me, that can be generational. You know, not too long ago, $50,000 a year was considered average. Like, is it really average now? Like, Chairman 100, $100,000 a month, $25,000 a week. $25,000 a week. $25,000 a week. It's getting real, y'all. It's getting real out here. Chairman 250, $250,000 a month, $62,000. $62,000. I didn't even say the 500 yet. And if I'm not mistaken, and which I'm not, this is just a little bit outdated. So there are 2 more ranks. You have a Chairman 750, which I'm going to just say out loud is $750,000 a month, and you have a Chairman 1 million, which is literally $1 million a month, $500,000. So my point in saying it out loud was so that you can hear it, of course. However, once we pass Chairman 25, it's legendary. Now your grandkids is good. Now, you know, you're not worried about anything. I think that puts you in a pretty good spot, if you ask me. This is wealth. This is real wealth. Wealth is an abundance of valuable possessions of money and accessories and possessions, you know, you can add that in there. However, I will say, once you get the wealth, once you get the money, you can do so much with it, you know. Money's up there with air. Let's really reflect on that. Money is up there with air. You need money to do this. You need money to do that. You need money to breathe. You need money to eat. Like, you need, you know, I can say like this book is old to me, one of my other books. This is The Master Key to the Riches. You know, I've had this for years. Like, I mean, it's not too hard to see, but I've had this for years. But I've held on to it because these are just one of those books that you could just read over and over and over again. Like, Applied Faith, The Law of Cosmic Habit Force. Like, it's just self-discipline. Certain things that you got to take in consideration when it comes to things like this, because money is not the root of all evil. You know, I'm not even gonna get too spiritual on that right there, but what I do want to tell you guys is that this is real, you know, and I think I mentioned it before. Like, we are moving towards a cashless society. I'm in New York, and I work in the city on top of that, so there are already places that's not taking cash anymore. Um, that was different for me. Whether they already have their own little thing or they're only taking cards, like I was like, okay, that's different. You know, there can be a lot of distractions to keep you from, seeing what it really is, and I don't want you to be in that position. Another book that I thought is really good. This is Thought Contagion: How Belief Spreads Through Society. And this is by Aaron Lynch, if you didn't know. Like, that just helps me just keep my mind straight in reference to all the whatever I've been hearing in reference to Corona or whatever's coming up. Keep your head above water. You've seen the slide. I kind of swiftly went through this, and identify now where you want to go. Identify now where you want to go, because it's getting real. I just want to keep saying that because it's getting real, and we got 4 more months, and there's already a lot of complaining going on of what people don't want. So what do you want? What do you want? What will you become? Do you want to stay where you are? Are you okay with that? Great. But if you're not, you just heard some pretty good options. And, for somebody that may not have any type of money, $325 can seem like a lot of money, but you'll find a way. If you want to make the change, you'll find a way. Like, there's nothing that can stop you from doing what you want to do. So with that being said, yeah, there we go. With that being said, I definitely want to say thanks for, sticking through the whole thing. If you've tuned in a little bit more on the later side, like, just scroll on back and see what I was talking about as far as identifying where you are currently, because after I got the breakdown for myself, I was just like, yo, I bet I know what I want. Like, as a mom of a 2-year-old, like, I have some decisions that need to be made, definitely. And you do too. So yeah, without further ado, definitely bless up y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and you'll definitely, like I said, you'll hear from me. Like, but don't hold back on no questions, because I'm ready for them. Like, this has been so awesome. I'm so privileged that I'm able to speak on this. And then before I just tune on out, like, Retired in 365 family has done it once again. They are doing it every day. Shout outs to my mentors, Mr. Charles Dyson, King Eze, Javon, Paris Simmons, Donovan. Like, y'all all lit as usual. So yeah, we're going to keep this on the roll, and yeah, just stay tuned for just more info. I'll do my best to just keep adding things. And again, the goal here is to inform you. Is not meant to convince you. Is not meant to sell you anything, but just to give you those options of what you may not need, somebody else needs, or however you want to see that. So bless up, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.